My name is Geoff Dembicki, and I'm an environmental reporter based in Vancouver, Canada. These days, I'm really interested in how society's efforts to become more sustainable are also affecting our culture. Back in the spring, I went to a clean energy conference in New York, where investors and policymakers and business executives were all talking about Hawaii. I was intrigued, and so I began researching Hawaii for the first time, and I found out some really interesting things. Hawaii generates most of its electricity by burning imported oil, and as a result, Hawaiians pay much more for their electric bills than most other North Americans. The price of clean energy, meanwhile, has been plummeting over recent years, and in 2010, Hawaii became one of the first places in North America, and perhaps even the world, where solar energy was now cheaper than fossil fuels. This caused an explosion in solar energy so fast and unexpected that groups like the Rocky Mountain Institute now began referring to Hawaii as a postcard from the future. I kept researching Hawaii, however, and I soon discovered that there was much more written on that postcard than just clean energy. The state, as I came to understand it, was in the process of building a post-globalization society. In that society, Hawaii would not only grow most of its food locally and produce its own clean energy, the state would also assert its local culture. It would educate school children about sustainability, and it would stop measuring societal progress only in terms of financial metrics. With the support of the Solutions Journalism Network, I traveled to Hawaii in the summer of 2014, and I hung out with 4 fascinating people who are helping build that post-globalization society. I drove around Honolulu with a libertarian solar installer who's running for Hawaii governor. I hung out beside an erupting volcano with a former state senator who once asked over 10,000 Hawaiians what a truly sustainable society should look like in the year 2050. I also hung out with a high schooler who lobbied Hawaii's state capital to get sustainability taught in all public schools. And I visited the University of Hawaii office of a world-renowned futurist who spent much of his career imagining and attempting to implement alternatives to our mass consumer lifestyle. I hope you enjoy my reporting and that you see these stories as not only applicable to a small island in the South Pacific. I hope you see them instead as models for potential solutions to a human society that right now is dangerously unsustainable.